Grade 5 MX18, Lesson 1.13 from the Adding and Subtracting with Fractions unit. Hello students and families. This video resource can be viewed as a reminder of learning that happened in the classroom, a review of learning that was missed during an absence, a preview of new learning. Remember, this video cannot replace the math conversations and group learning that takes place in the classroom. If you have questions or would like additional practice, please speak to your teacher. Here is a student-friendly learning target for this lesson. I can estimate and solve addition and subtraction problems with mixed numbers. Here are some of the Tier 3 vocabulary words that will be used in this lesson. Keep in mind that these are not the entire list of vocabulary words for this lesson. This lesson is all about show what you know. Take everything you've learned about fractions and apply it to the problem above. So, this section of a bird hotel is made from wood, and its dimensions have the following characteristics. The length, width, height of each of the 6 small compartments equal 7 1/2 inches. The wood used for the outside walls is 5/8 of an inch thick. The wood used for the interior walls is 1/4 of an inch thick. What is the length, width, height of the entire piece? This is a perfect problem for estimating. Imagine that you are in a lumber store buying the wood for this project. Most lumber stores do not sell wood that is cut to your exact measurements. Please take a moment and estimate and answer. Since you are an intelligent, critical thinker, you should realize that we only need to calculate 2 dimensions because 1 dimension does not change. You are correct that the height does not change and equals 7 1/2 inches. Here is an image of the front of the project with the height labeled. Let's try to calculate the length of the design. Here is a visual to help you see what we are doing. If we return back to the problem, we know that each compartment is 7 1/2 inches long. When looking at the front of the bird hotel, we are only measuring the length of 1, 2, 3 compartments. Keep in mind that there are also 2 outside walls that are 5/8 of an inch thick. Let's add those outside walls to our visual model. Here is one wall and the other. We are not done yet. There are still the other 2 1/4 inch thick walls inside. Can you see where those walls are on the model below? Here is 1 and 2. At this point, you should have all the information you need to calculate the length. Take a moment, hit pause, and add up the fractions and mixed numbers. You should end up with a length of 24 1/4 inches. We will not go through all of the steps to calculate the width. Instead, here is a visual model to help you with your calculations. Looking at the side of the project, here are the compartments, the outside walls, and the inside wall. Please take a moment and calculate the width. The answer is 16 1/2 inches. Here is the length, the width, and the height of the entire piece. Consider what will happen to these measurements if we double or triple the size of the bird hotel. Not necessarily a mistake, but keep in mind that the length, width, height of an object will depend on how you are viewing the object. Once an object is rotated or flipped, it will be viewed from a different perspective. Let's take this real-world example of a refrigerator. Imagine that your fridge conks out and you need to buy a new one. When you are measuring the old space, there is length, width, or how deep it is, and height. Now let's say you buy a new fridge, but you have to get it home in your minivan. Notice that the height now becomes the length to get it to fit inside your minivan. Your homework has only one problem. Try your best, study for the unit test, go back and review any of these Unit 1 videos if needed. Here is a reminder of the learning target for today. As always, if you have additional questions or if you would like more practice, please talk to your teacher when you return to the classroom. As we continue to build this resource for students and families, any feedback that you have would be appreciated. Feel free to email with any suggestions that you may have.